Geocache talk, a voice on the line I hear, coming through Geocache talk.
A stunning symbol of adventure, community, and storytelling. Its bold design shines with vibrant colors and a cool retro look. It's more than just a coin. It's a badge of geocaching passion. You can be part of the journey by supporting Geocache Talk on Patreon. Your patronage helps create inspiring shows, grow the community, and keep the adventure going. Join the network at patreon.com/geocachetalk.
Geocachers, it's time to celebrate your achievement. Introducing the brand new Jasmer Challenge GeoCoins, designed to honor your dedication to one of the toughest geocaching challenges out there. Each coin represents a completed loop of the Jasmer Challenge, marking your journey through the history of geocaching. Whether you've conquered Loop 1, Loop 2, or gone all the way to Loop 3, there's a coin for you. These stunning GeoCoins were designed by renowned coin artist Christian Mackey, known for his incredible craftsmanship and attention to detail. And at just $25 each, they're a must-have for any serious cacher. Don't wait. Grab yours today in the Geocache Talk shop and show the world that you've mastered the Jasmer Challenge.
Have you subscribed to FTF Magazine yet? FTF Magazine is the #1 geocaching magazine available. It is a quarterly magazine that you can be part of. Subscribing is easy. Just visit FTF's website, ftfgeo.com. Don't miss out and subscribe today.
Calling all geocachers. At artedcrafted.com, we create unique apparel designed by geocachers for geocachers. From custom t-shirts to personalized mugs, our gear lets you express your passion. Stand out at your next event with artedcrafted.com. artedcrafted.com. Gear up for your next geocaching adventure.
All right. Big thanks to our new patrons, Lost and Found 28, returning patron the Geocaching Ninja, We Dog 1, Angel Bandit, and PWC NPC. And our featured patrons tonight are the states that start with an M. They are folks that live in states with M. And that would include Doug, Ken, Beth, Barbara, Nels, Peter, Keith, Neil, David, Joy, Robert, Michelle, Jane, and Tabitha. Thank you to all our patrons for keeping this show and all the other shows that we have on the air. We have a big night tonight. We are minus pizza, so we're not going to talk about pizza at all. But let me bring in my co-host Jesse and our guest for tonight. There they are.
Good evening.
So, how did it go last week? I missed the pizza thing, Jesse. You were gone too. We were both gone.
Yeah, but John had the whole show by himself last week. It was a funny show, though. We watched it once it was posted the next day.
Right.
It was pretty funny. It was a fun gimmick show, funny thing that we'll never, ever, ever do again.
Probably never.
Everybody's gonna get mad, right? Because there was a lot of people involved in the show, so a lot of people sent in videos. It was like video clips or whatever. So it was a funny break from the normal routine.
It was funny, and a real quick note that I'm not allowed to touch any of the buttons anymore because I joined remotely and then killed the show.
How did you manage to do that?
I killed it. I hit end, and I was like, I don't think I was supposed to end, and it's like I killed it, and so
that's why it was in 2 parts.
It's in 2 parts. Yeah, the show's now in 2 parts.
Classic.
So he had to come up with another show on the fly. That's awesome.
Well, what's funny about this? Let me introduce our guest for tonight, Shanise. Jordan Dover is with us tonight. Good to see you, Shanise.
It's so good to see you. Good to be back.
Yes. She's a returning guest, which is wonderful. We'll talk about that here in a minute. But the funny thing about that too, Shanise, you'll appreciate this, is that I was interviewing Ansley.
Yeah.
From the movie Treasure as well. And I killed the show 10 years ago with her. And it was like,
Wow.
oh my God, I can't believe I did this. So I fixed it since then. But people don't. I was like, oh, she was a trooper. She went with the punches, and we got back on the show and got it going again. But it was like, ugh, because there's a button right there that says end stream, and you don't push it. You just don't push it.
Don't press the red button.
Don't press the red button. Yes, right.
In fairness,
So
it is a
anyway.
big red button.
It is a big. It is.
Okay.
It is.
And we should just
Oh.
figure out that we shouldn't push that in a live show. Yes.
No, we don't want to do that. So we don't have tonight. We're sort of skipping over our normal news because we have so many cool things to ask Shanise about the movie. I do want to mention real quick, and I know Jesse, you want to mention something real fast as well, and then we're going to get right into the show. But I will mention to folks that yes, I'm back. I spent 2 weeks on the road. A big Jasmer run where I got a lot of Jasmer caches. I am really close or getting closer to being ready for the trip in June to Stockholm, Sweden to get the 4th loop. And I did. So here we go, Jesse. Here are the ones I did. I did Cache Odyssey, Michigan, Illinois, Indiana, Iowa, Wisconsin, and Minnesota. I did 6.
Dang.
That's a lot.
I know. It was.
We're gonna have to expand on that, obviously, next week for sure.
It was glorious. Yeah, we'll talk about the details. Yeah, we're going to talk.
I'm putting mine off till next week too. I just got back from the cruise, and I've got some fun finding and publishing stores. I got to test a new rule in the game, so that was kind of fun. But we'll get it. That's a next week conversation.
We'll get into all that. But
Yeah,
for this week, we're jumping right in to talk about treasure and a lot of things. Shanice, is so great to have you back, and
Thank you.
I would say let's take a moment and let's just tell folks about yourself. We'll get into the treasure movie here in a minute, but tell folks about yourself and what you've been up to of late.
Yeah. So hello, as Gary said, I'm Shanise. I live in the Atlanta area, but I'm originally from Washington State. And I've kind of moved all over. So I went from Washington down to Orlando, from Orlando up to New York, from New York back to Washington, and from Washington down to Atlanta. So I've kind of been all over. And but Atlanta is where I've settled my roots. I just had a baby girl 4.5 months ago. So yeah, that's been really, really sweet. My husband and I are just over the moon. We're really enjoying every moment. You know, everybody always says, you know, savor this, it goes so fast. And I'm really trying to heed that advice as best as I can and just savor every moment, like even the rough moments, like finding the beauty in it, because it really is such a beautiful thing. And
yeah,
even the hard stuff is beautiful. And you know, I've seen some of those memes recently where it's like, or I don't know if it's like a meme or GIF or whatever, but where it's like, oh, the newborn stage is so hard. And then it's like toddler parents laughing.
yes.
And then like, it goes from like, oh, the toddler stage is so hard. Like middle school parents laughing.
Right.
Like, oh, like middle school so hard, high school parents laughing. And then like, oh, high school so hard. And then like parents of adult children laughing. And it's just like, so I know that like every season comes with like,
that's perfect.
Yeah.
And it's true. It really is true.
Jeff and I can say that we're
Yeah.
we're at that
it is
point.
true.
So
But
we're
all
just,
worth it. And all
Yeah,
goes, it doesn't go
100%.
backwards. So when people tell
Yeah.
you to like cherish that, 100% believe that.
right, because I know that I'm gonna like look back and be like, oh, I missed that. Like even you know those picture frames that are like the digital ones where it's like a slideshow.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
We got gifted one of those at our baby shower.
Oh, cool.
So we've like plugged in photos since Esther was born, and it's like right by where her changing table is. And so I was like changing her one the other day, and then a picture from like when she was like a month old popped up, and I was like, you know,
That's great.
That's funny.
like she's so big already. So yeah, so that's been my life super lately. But I'm still acting. I've done a lot more theater focused stuff. lately. So at Christmas time, while I was pregnant, I was in a production of A Christmas Carol. So like, I don't know if you're familiar with that show. It's a lot of fun. And I was Mrs. Fezziwig. So she's like the one that hosts the Christmas ball and is just like this operatic singer. So that was a really good time. Each week we had performances. I was like, I felt more pregnant though. So I was like,
right.
Like after all the numbers. So that was interesting. And then last summer I was in a production of Big Fish, the musical, which is super, super sweet. And right now I'm actually working on creating content, both plays and films with the Lord has brought me two incredible artistic partners and my friends, Michelle and Jason, and the three of us started working on like a play that Jason had written. Right. And we're like thinking about like how, where are we going to do this? How are we going to cast it, et cetera, et cetera. But then we were like, you know what, we really also want to make some short films. And so we actually we all go to the same church, and we started a life group at the church that focuses on creating content, like Christian content. Right. And so we were just trying to say yes to what God was telling us to like start this group. And so we started the group and nobody came the first several weeks. We're like, no. We're like, okay. Like we tried to tell everyone. It was like very much like a word of mouth thing at first. And so many people were like, oh my gosh, that's so cool. Like, that's just what we've needed. And then we get there and we're like,
where is everybody?
So, but we're like, okay, well, we'll just use this as brainstorming session. So we keep coming. And then finally, this is like week 3. I was like, all right, Jason, I was like, Michelle wasn't there at that point. I was like, the Lord told us to do this. We said we wanted to make films and plays. So you know what we're going to do tonight? We're going to write a film and we're going to figure out how to shoot this film. And I don't care if it's just me and you.
That's awesome.
And like literally that night, and it was like a half hour after it was supposed to start.
Right.
So, our first person walks in. His name's David. And he's like, hi, is this Creative for Christ? And we're like, yes.
Yes, that's it.
And then we're like, wait, be cool.
Yes,
this is
don't scare him away.
Creative for Christ. Hi, I'm Shanise. This is Jason. We're like, we're like, we were just like writing this thing. And so anyways, Jason put this script together. Like we did some brainstorming of like what we wanted it to be and like the characters and stuff. He put the script together and we shot it in 8 hours total over the course of like 3 days. Just kind of like fitting it in where we could. And it was like very much guerrilla style. My husband, actually, we really wanted him on our inner circle of this whole group in the first place. But he was like, no, I'm too overcommitted. I've got other things going on. And we're like, okay. And we're like, Lord, please bring Josh in, And so we kind of like heckled him about it a little bit, but then we were like, okay, we just have to let him tell us that he wants to be in. Right. And he has a film degree. And he does photography and has done cinematography before, but it's like more of a passion thing for him. Like he did do it for work for a while,
right? But
he just does it like on the side now for friends or just for fun or to help the church or whatever. So we're like, hey, listen, we need you to be a cinematographer for this. Can you do it? And he was like, yeah. So and after that, that's like what sealed the deal. So like now he's in, and so it's really the 4 of us now. And so that's my focus right now. We did that short film, and we've gotten back to working on the play that Jason wrote. Cool. And so that's our focus. We want to get that cast, and I'm going to be in it. Josh, my husband, is going to be in it. But we have 5 other characters that we have to cast. So we're excited about that. That's our focus right now.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Incredible. How long was that short film in the end?
We edited it, like there was probably like it could have been 15 minutes, and it was initially, but we edited it down to be like 5 minutes to be more of like a teaser film for like, hey, this is what we're doing. This is who we are. This is the kind of stuff we want to make. Because, you know, people's attention spans are really short, especially when it comes to like something new.
True.
So we were like, let's just create a short film that's like a little taste, still touches your heart, but like doesn't require you sitting down for like 15 solid minutes to something you don't even know what you're signing up for.
Right.
So yeah, so that's
very cool. Yeah. Well,
I'll be sure to send it to y'all if you're interested.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes. So it's funny, we were talking before the show, and Shanise was even saying, like, when did we make this film? When was this? You know? So we're looking back, but looking back on, what did we figure out, Jesse? It was 2015?
Well,
probably?
IMDb listed as 2017, which is when would be a release. So you filmed it, obviously.
I'm pretty sure we filmed it. I'm pretty sure it was like a 2015 situation.
Right. Yeah.
Because that was when that was the year that I took my first acting class, and I was in that class when I auditioned for the role.
Yeah. So looking back on it now, 10 years ago, what was it like to sort of even be introduced to this idea of this movie?
Well, it's so funny because I had met Chris a couple of times because of the acting studio that I was at. He had also taken classes there because he just wanted to be a more well-rounded director and writer and understand the actor's perspective. So he took some acting classes there. And so, but it was before my time. So like, I just kind of met him kind of happenstance because of the connections that we had there.
Gotcha.
And he was so like nonchalant and like matter of factly about like geocaching. He was like, yeah, so like I've written this film. It's like about geocaching, and like not just me, but like the people in the room were like, geocaching, right. I'm like looking around. I'm like, does anybody else?
Anybody else? Anyone?
Is anybody gonna say anything? Like, you know, so like I had never heard of this concept before, but like what a cool thing, because like, again, I'm from the Northwest. I grew up hiking. Like it's like part of the culture up there. And you do it as a family. And like, this is like geocaching is hiking and like being in nature, plus the added bonus of finding literal hidden treasure. And like, you can do it on your own if you want some alone time, but like, you can also do it with groups. Like it's great. So immediately I loved the idea. And like, it's just nice to also be able to create like wholesome content.
Yeah.
Right. And not stuff that you have to compromise anything like morally for.
Right.
Like in that industry, which is so easy to do.
I bet.
And so I was excited about it as soon as Chris told us about geocaching and about the script. And it just was a really sweet story.
Yeah. Oh, it is. You know, we've talked before, and I think we even mentioned to you maybe as well when we had you on, that Jesse and I, well, let me back up. So somehow I got a hold of Chris before the movie came out. And so I was privileged enough to be able to see the movie. He sent me sort of a copy of it before it was fully done. It didn't have the score. So, which is amazing too, when you see a movie without the music that Andrew Faust did, you know, the score for the movie, and then see it with the score. It's amazing how much sound, you know, people talk about that all the time, but for a movie, the sound is really a big part of it. People don't think about that part, but I got to see the movie prior to that, and I got to see it prior to some of the special effects being added in, but it was really cool to see all that, but also it was neat to be able to see it on screen. And Jesse and I got to see it at a drive-in theater.
That's right.
Which is incredible. The big screen, giant screen. And the movie is very impactful. I think people forget unless well, number one, if they've never seen it, I don't think they understand. It's a real it's a tearjerker. I mean, it really is.
Yeah.
It's such a beautiful show. And then mess with your lights back there.
My husband is messing with my lights.
Like, stop messing with
Turn it back on.
messing with you. That's funny. But so we got to see it at the drive-in. We also saw it in a regular theater. Remember in
we did.
Manhattan, Kansas. But it was
I
so
didn't
neat.
know there was a Manhattan, Kansas.
Yeah.
It was near where Chris. There was a big event there, and we got to see it in the theater, and that was amazing. But shout out to Chris. And then we had Chris on a couple months ago, and he did we watched the whole movie again, and he did like a director's cut. So
yeah,
he did sort of an overdubbed, we'd show the movie and he would talk over, like a real director's cut.
Yeah,
so
I love that.
That was cool. I think you got a fan or friend out here that's saying hi to you.
Hey, Cam.
So we got a few friends out there. So yeah, Houston, Texas. Dave mentioned, he goes, we saw it all at the Tyler Texas Drive-In Theater. That was great in Tyler, Texas.
That's awesome.
That was awesome.
Fun because obviously Gary and I are not in the musical industry, in the movie industry at all, right? So thankfully for everybody, but we had seen it beforehand, and we got to watch other people watch it for the first time,
right?
And that was pretty neat. That's a different experience for us, right? So that was a fun experience, and there's a lot of people there watching it too. So
yeah, we had a lot of cars there watching, and like I said, like Jesse said, it's something to be there and sort of, like he said, sort of watch other people's reaction when you get to the end of toward the end of the movie. But so when you look back on that, and you were you did your the interview for this role, what comes to mind when you met with Chris and talked about Sierra? For folks that want to which Shanise did. So what was it like doing the casting for that?
You just have, like, the thing with Sierra is she's like the total opposite of me.
That's good acting.
She's very well, and by opposite I mean like opposite lifestyles, because actually at her core she has very strong opinions, and I think I'm somebody that has strong opinions. So I actually did have to find like the similarities between us to make it authentic, right? But like, I've never been the bad girl. Like, I'm a rule follower. Like, anybody will tell you, I hate getting in trouble. Like, I will avoid it at all costs.
Not Sierra.
No, definitely not Sierra. So like, that kind of, like, even just the fact that Chris was interested in me auditioning for like that role, because I didn't really know exactly what I was walking into. I was told by my acting studio that this audition was happening, and they were like, you should come. And I was like, okay, cool. So I didn't totally know what I was walking into. And so then when I was reading the sides for Sierra and I was getting an idea of who she was, and I was like, I was kind of sweating a little bit about this idea about being the bad girl. Because again, this was like during my first acting class. Like, I mean, obviously you have like a certain amount of instincts, but there's also like, I'm like, I don't really know what I'm doing. And this person's like totally opposite of of who I am. So I had to just like let it go and just have fun. Yeah. And that's really what it's all about. Like that's what like the performing arts are for, is to get to play. Right. Yeah. And so that was a little test of just let go and enjoy it. And really, like, it worked out, right? So
well, it's a role also that I'm, again, I've said many times to you, Shanise, you did an incredible job with that role. But there's a lot that goes on in her life in that movie. I mean, she really does grow and become a completely different person, kind of. So that's really, I bet that's fun to play.
Yeah.
I was grateful that she had redemption at the end.
Yeah, absolutely. So. You got another fan. I'm not sure who this person is, but let's see. That's Joshua Dover. Oh, interesting. He's a huge fan.
He is a huge fan. That's my husband.
Yay.
Thanks, babe.
That's funny. I'm so glad he's with us tonight.
So they kind of had to play a not bad girl, but bad in that As opposed to other roles, do you think that affects you differently? Like, how does it feel playing bad versus good and other things that you've done too?
Yeah. So, like, again, we knew that this was like a wholesome film. I knew that she was going to have redemption at the end. So it's like an easier pill to swallow than like just playing like a straight up bad guy. Sure. But like at the end of the day, and like now, obviously I've been acting for, just over 10 years now. Mm-hmm. So, you find out who your character is at their core, like what and who is important to them,
right?
And then you kind of like think about your own life, like what and who is important to me, where does that overlap, and like that helps build the foundation of like an actor, at least me, stepping into a character,
right?
Because I want to be able to understand them and connect with them so that I can like have an authentic expression in their role.
Well, and that plays forward, like for the audience, you can tell, like, I have no idea how you do that because thankfully, again, I'm not, but like you can tell when somebody's feels comfortable in the role, and you can see it just comes across as so authentic. And I mean, obviously, it's not, but it's not, but it's, I think it's amazing. I think it's an art form for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
So what are some things that come to mind when you think about the various, and we're going to show, we have one clip we're going to show here in a minute, but
cool.
What are some things that you remember separate from that one at the park? Is there anything else that comes to mind? Like, I love the banter between you and Ansley as far as the, you're like, what are you doing? You're like, nothing, bored. What are we going to do? Let's go party,
Yeah. Well, Ansley is like, you mentioned that like when she was on the show, you did the end call and she was like, she rolled with the punches. That is actually like one thing that I remember and I admired about Ansley and like working with her, is that she was just somebody that was like so go with the flow, just rolled with the punches. Because inevitably, whenever you're making a film, there are going to be unexpecteds that happen and you have to be flexible. And I mean, she was seasoned and you could tell, but like, I just loved that. And I appreciated that about her, because when you have people on set that are willing to be flexible and go with the flow, it helps more inexperienced people on set feel more comfortable to do the same thing.
Yes.
So she was a really grounding presence on set.
That's cool.
So I definitely remember that. And she's easy to get along with. Matt Mercurio, super easy to get along with. Like really the entire cast, like all super, super nice people. And the crew too, really fun, nice people that like I still, we still follow each other on the various platforms. Socials, and, stay in touch that way, which I'm grateful for, because it's nice to see how we've all evolved. But and then one funny thing, like one little like nugget that I remember in the party scene, like when I give Sean's character like the pills to give Ansley's character, they're Tic Tacs.
Nice. They're Tic Tacs. Wow, yeah. Good prop right there.
He has great breath up on that set.
That's right.
Obviously, everybody on this show was super nice, and I would never ask you to call anybody else out. But on some other total film, have you ever like been around somebody that was unpleasant, but they're like playing a good character, and you're like, that's not them. Like, I have to deal with them on set, but then like you're getting to play a good guy. Like that weird mix of like the reality versus because it's different for other mediums, right? But
yeah, it is. Like I've been really fortunate in both film and theater that I haven't had anybody that is super dramatic, even like ironically
in a bad way.
Like I haven't had anybody that has caused problems or anything like that. Like I wouldn't speak negatively on. That's not to say there weren't times where maybe I disagreed with like something that they were doing, whether it was like their conduct or like in a particular moment or like a choice that they made. But it like, if you're an adult, it's very easily resolved. And so I really have been super fortunate. And I really can't cast shade at anybody I've worked with. Praise the Lord. Praise the Lord for that.
That's good. Well, you mentioned about Ansley, so I got a real short clip. We'll show the clip, and then you can kind of talk more about your buddy there. That here's her interview that we talked about before. So here we go.
Sure.
So I signed in and told who it was doing the sign-ins, who now is our producer Chelsea. Hey, I have a flight I have to catch. I emailed you guys ahead of time, and she said, "Did we give you a time slot?" And I said, "Just between these times." And she said, "Okay, you can go in next."
Wow.
And I was like, what? I'm holding the audition slides. I haven't even read the lines yet. You can go in next. And I thought like, oh, okay, the next person might have just gone in. I'll have plenty of time. I turned around. The person walks out and Chelsea was like, Ansley, like, can you? And I was like, oh my God. There's literally, this is going to be this is going to be like singing the national anthem all over again. I'm about to just like, this is going to be awful. And I went in and just let it go and just did it. And thank goodness I could pronounce all the words that they had written on that page. I didn't have to Google what anything meant. So like that was good. And then went to the airport and got on a plane. And the woman I was sitting next to, I like told her about it and was like, I really want this movie. And then when I got back, it was like a couple of days later, Chris called me and was like, we'd like to offer you the role. And I was like, oh, I will never do that again for an audition.
She's so cute.
It's gotta be nerve-wracking. Yeah.
Yeah.
What's funny though is both y'all kind of said the same thing. You're like, went into the interview and just let it go. Did it. Yeah. So when we talked about the geocaching part, but a little nugget is that Shanise is the only one I think has ever been geocaching, which is ironic. Yes. Which is ironic because in the show she does not want to go geocaching, and we're going to show that clip in a few minutes.
That's
but
funny.
So tell everybody about. So let's back up a minute. So we had you on back when Treasure first had come out, and we were interviewing several people. We had Matt on. We had we had Ansley, and of course we get to have you on. And you did it at a coffee shop, which was interesting because, like,
I don't even remember. Like, I was actually like thinking about that, and I'm like, why did I have to do it at a coffee shop? What was happening in my? Honestly, I think it was like one of those things that time in my life, I was working like 3 jobs, plus I was doing acting classes, plus I was doing like acting projects. So it was like a crazy time, and I really didn't spend any time at home. So I think I may have been like in between places, and I was like, I can carve this time out, but I am not gonna be able to get home for it. So I think that's how I ended up at the coffee shop. But like that totally worked out. Hello.
It did.
I ended up like, you were like, well, it just so happens. You haven't cashed yet, Shanise? Okay, well, there's a cache that's like right around the corner from you.
Yes.
Well, I'm definitely somebody that's like very easily goated too. So I was like, oh, well, I'm gonna find that cache.
Let's go find it.
Yeah. So I downloaded the little app and I did the thing and I checked in and all of that.
Yeah.
That's
and there was one across the street, and we were like, oh my gosh, this is awesome. She's gonna go find this cache, and we're Jesse and are like, I hope it's there, because this is gonna be really a bummer if it's not there.
Well, and also it was like nighttime too.
Yeah,
and
that's
so
right.
I was like, Lord,
trying
help
to
me.
use your phone,
Yeah.
And no, it worked out great. And you're like, there it is. And you showed us, you took, I think you put it on video so we could watch you.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Geocache, which was great. And I should mention before, I should have mentioned it before too, but if you have any questions for Shanise, please put in the chat room.
Oh yeah.
And we will definitely get to them. And Jesse, if you keep an eye out, and we put a little star by them, and we can come back to them.
Yeah, we got mainly fans in here right now, so
yay!
I love you, Bree.
Bree's there for, yeah. lot of fans, a lot of greetings from different fans.
So
We got a lot of folks in there that they're watching and love everybody.
Jim told on himself he has not seen the movie yet. So
yeah, some people are haven't seen it yet. I was like, well, you can see it now. It's on YouTube or it's on Amazon. It's
yeah,
it is on Amazon. Although it was free for the longest, and now you have to rent or buy it.
Right.
So
it's worth it. It's good. So
well, all you got to do is Bree said that she's a bigger fan than Josh.
Yes, that's hysterical.
That's so cool. I love her.
Oh my God, you got a lot of fans. Here's another one. Nail Street. That's great.
Wow.
I've got like some really solid fans.
You know where you rank, right behind Meryl Streep, right?
Right behind Meryl Streep. That's pretty good. Meryl Streep.
I mean, yeah, that's a good company to be in, I guess. So
perfect. Yeah. So once you got the role, and again, you know, it's an incredible role, and you did such a great job. What and the people, like you said, we got to interview Matt, and everybody obviously has kind of gone their own way, but you said, try to keep up with everybody on social a little bit. But yeah, we were talking about the other day about Matt. It's interesting to see how people have sort of just, separated out and gone different ways. But Shanise and I were talking about earlier this week about Matt Mercurio, and I was watching that Christmas movie, and with Will Ferrell and Reese Witherspoon, and there's Matt. He's in the movie. It's like,
I don't think it was a Christmas movie, wasn't it? That movie where they're both like there's a double wedding scheduled, right?
Yeah.
Is that a Christmas movie?
I thought it was. I saw it around Christmas. Maybe it's not a quote Christmas movie, but yeah. So maybe it is a Christmas movie, but yeah, it's a double wedding. They both booked the same place, and so they're trying to battle to get. Yeah. And it was just funny it's just kind of neat to see. You and I were like, hey, there's Matt. What do you know?
Yeah. I was like, wait a minute. I know that guy.
I know that guy. So yeah, so it's been fun to sort of reminisce and like I said, with Chris, being able to it was fun to watch the movie again. And again, I've seen it so many times now, which is fabulous. But to have Chris's perspective on it, because Chris really, and you and I have even talked about, we talked about it last time. It's just that he did such a great job. So what are some of your best memories, I guess, of being there and also watching Chris direct this movie?
Well, you can definitely through every part of it, you could see that Chris really put his heart into it, from the writing, but even just his one-on-one interactions with the actors, with his crew, he was all in. And it's beautiful to see. It's beautiful to see somebody with so much passion getting to live out this dream that they've had. Yeah. And so that is what really struck me working with Chris. And there was I will say actually, there was at one point, I don't even remember what it was, but I got frustrated about something, and Chris took me aside, and we and he was like, hey, I just want to make sure that you feel heard and seen. And he was like, I just want to is there anything you need? And I was like, oh, that's so sweet. Any frustration is melted away now, because what a sweetie pie.
Yes. Yeah.
So he's got a heart of gold, and so he was just easy to work with. And I think that's what I appreciate the most working on any project is somebody just being easy to work with, being kind, being respectful, and having fun. That's what this is all about. So
right. Absolutely
not how directors are portrayed on TV and movies, obviously, right? They're all mean and yelling at people and everything else. Which one of those is closer to the truth? How Chris is, or how the movie thing is for average?
Well, sometimes it can seem like directors and crew people are like quote unquote cold. But it's not really like, it's not them being cold. It's that like you only have X amount of time, like, right? Like you have this budget, you spent all this time and effort and gotten money together to make this film. And so like you have to get things done in the amount of time that's allotted. Otherwise, if not, you're going to have to get more resources. Like you're going to have to get approvals, all this stuff. So really like, that's not an option.
Yeah.
Like you have to stick to it. And so that's why, like, I think that's why people feel like actors feel like, oh, not even actors. It's not actors, but sometimes like, that's why you can feel like, oh, this person's mean or this person's cold, but it's because they're like, okay, we have to go, like, we have to keep going.
Right.
So yeah, but you just can't take it personal. And like, you have to know like they're real people too, but like actually in this moment, this is their job.
Right. That makes sense.
So
yeah, it seems like it would be extremely stressful because there's budgets and timelines and definitely locations that you have rented out or something.
Exactly. Yeah, it definitely can be. But you also don't want to let like stress steal your joy. Right. And you have to remember why you got into it in the first place. And so I think more people like think about that than you like. I think you'd be surprised that like how many people actually do try to like remember why they're doing this.
Yeah. Right. Well, that's good.
Yeah.
We'll
still be able to enjoy it even though it is a job.
Yeah.
Well, let's be reintroduced to the joy that is Sierra.
I guess.
So we're gonna watch this, and then we're gonna get you to comment on this little scene. So here we go. You and Ansley. I always refer what was her name in the movie? Oh, Erica. Yeah, Erica. Yeah. So I think I called her Erica one time in the interview. It's like, oh, Gary, get it together. All right, here we go. Here's the here we go.
Why are we looking for this thing? And what is it that we're looking for exactly? It's a geocache. It's kind of like a treasure hunt. There's bugs out here. Okay, we're here. Look for a container. It could be in a tree or under anything. So just look. It's kind of boring. Not boring. Keep looking.
What are you doing?
Cash in, trash out. Ooh, there's a frog! He's not hurting you. Keep looking.
I'm good. Thanks.
I found it. It's a microcache.
That's what we came out here for? What is it?
It's a really little geocache. They can be really difficult to find.
And all that's in it is that piece of paper.
The fun is in the hunt, I guess.
I'm tired and sweaty. Can we go?
I mean, sure. It's not like I wanted to show you this really awesome thing that I've started doing.
Great. Awesome. Can we go now?
Yes, Pumpkin. Let's go.
As far as what we were doing for the show, and so one of
it's still funny watching that.
It is.
How is it, Shanise? How is it for you to watch? I mean, obviously it's a role, and you did tons of cuts and everything else. But like, my daughter's in musical theater, so obviously we've videoed and we want to watch it again and again because we're parents, right?
Yeah.
He doesn't. Because how is it for you in the obviously it's a little different, but you did theater too. So can you watch yourself and judge it like objectively? Or, how do you watch yourself and be okay with it?
Yeah. That's an ever evolving process.
Exactly.
Okay.
And it, like when I watch earlier projects that I did, like baby actor Shanise, like
right.
I was here. I look at some of the choices that I made and I'm like, yeah, I would have done things a little different now. But it's part of the process, and and the process is beautiful. And it's not that I think I did a poor job or anything. It's just like like as you hone in on your craft, like you make different choices, like that colors what you bring to the table.
Right.
But I still I do enjoy the film Treasure. So like when I can take myself out of it and just enjoy, because it's all about storytelling. I enjoy storytelling. Like I'm definitely like that person that's I'm a crier, right? So if I see something that's any semblance of emotionally like anything emotional, I mean like you watched the wrong commercial that tugs at your heartstrings, and I'm like,
yeah,
So
that's good.
Yeah. So I enjoy storytelling. So it's no exception if I'm in something I can make that choice to okay, turn off brain that judges every motion and just enjoy. So
that is one level, but I'm going to ask you about another level because it's new in your life. So you're now a mom.
Yeah.
Obviously not right now because she's so young, right? But at some point, she's going to have to see mom be a bad girl or be a bad guy. And is that going to be weird for you, you think? How do you anticipate, hey, look where mommy was being mean in this movie?
No, honestly, I think it actually opens the door to bigger conversations of hey, this is who I portrayed. This is why we don't want to be this person. Right. And
that's a good point.
So exposure to a certain degree is good, because then it can bring up conversation. I started reading parenting books before I was I have been around kids, and I've worked with kids a bunch. And so I started reading parenting books really even before we were trying to get pregnant.
Right.
And then once I was pregnant, I was like, well, I definitely need to read a couple of them
now.
Yeah, exactly. So, I think I won't have a problem once she can grasp certain concepts to share that with her, and then use it as a learning moment.
That's cool. That's right. And you have all those things to look forward to. But like you said, you're not going to take a role that would compromise your morals, so you'll have an easy conversation with. Yeah. Where some people would have much different.
That's true.
Yeah. Very true. Yeah. So looking back, I picked that scene because I think it's a great scene, because and you've talked about before where people don't know what a director has to sort of, because the frog was just an impromptu, right?
Yeah.
Wasn't planned.
No.
And the director, so Chris had to kind of go, oh, we can use this. And so he basically sort of, which is interesting because you've got your lines, but then he wants to sort of divert for a second, or, I mean, how did...
Well,
yeah.
So you can either act through what's really happening, right? Or you can acknowledge what's really happening. And I think that acknowledging what's really happening is always the better choice, because it's truthful.
Yeah.
Right. So we talked about how an audience feels when it's not authentic, when an audience knows when they're being lied to.
Right.
So, so I think that was the perfect decision in that moment. It was bringing in the reality of what's around us.
Right. And sort of in another sense, to get rid of something, because I think you told me that, wasn't there a bunch of noise, or there was lawnmowers, or what? No, what was it?
I want to say that there was like airplanes or something going on around us.
Right.
And so there was a bunch of noise. We were fighting that day.
Right.
So we had to
battle through, and he just sort of calmly got through. Okay, let's do this take again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you just got to roll with the punches.
Yeah. What's funny too about this, this other thing that I think you'll really appreciate was that people have thought about, because this was filmed mostly in the Orlando area, right?
Yeah.
Well, people are trying to. So there's a thing called Adventure Labs, which is sort of a. Oh, how would you describe Adventure Labs, Jesse?
Yeah, like in Treasure, that's talking about traditional, find something. There's a digital side to the game as well. That's kind of like any kind of phone game or whatever. It's basic concepts, but it's a digital version. So it's kind of the digital side of the game.
Cool.
Yeah. And so the interesting thing is that people are going back and they're trying to find the locations and put an Adventure Lab at all these different locations around Orlando.
Where the filming
that's so cute.
Wouldn't that be great?
I love that.
It's got to be kind of different too.
I wish I could remember the name of that park, but honestly,
I know somebody will find it. I mean,
yeah. Well, you're talking about people that do puzzles and find things for a hobby, right? They're not doing all this stuff. That's not going to be but it's, if you're in a movie, like a big movie, big famous movie, obviously tons of people see it. This is a much smaller scale or whatever, but it's a movie and the best movie within a certain niche of people that are kind of really into their thing. Like if you're a stamp collector and you're the only movie in the stamp collecting, there's going to be a huge community, not like the huge community that's going to kind of know little things, like a lot about the movie as well. So that's got to be a different kind of feeling. Like you've been in bigger stuff and you've been in a lot of things now, but this little niche one is one that people are going to know probably better. A little bit of people will know a lot more about it. A lot about it.
A lot about it.
It's going to be a different kind of experience.
Oh yeah, that's really fun. I love that Treasure has been that for the geocaching community.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
That's a special thing.
Yeah, and we're going to get to for folks that have wondering, we are going to get your questions. We've had some questions come in. We've been making notes. So now that we're, like I said, we're further down the road, and are you surprised, or what is your thoughts on the fact that, this movie is really, like Jesse said, it is the geocaching movie. Mm-hmm. There have been others, and I'll be honest with you, I was contacted by one production company that made one, and they gave me access to it, and I watched about half an hour of it, and I said, no, I don't want any part of it. It was a horror movie.
That's not our thing.
It was so poorly done.
Sheesh.
That I'm thinking, no, this is
not even just that. I mean, most of the stories told around geocaching, there's books and stuff like that, right?
Mystery, yeah.
And most of the stuff leads into they find a dead body in the woods. So Treasure sets apart in that it's a wholesome depiction of it. And we don't do non-wholesome stuff on our show.
No,
so
we don't.
There's never been another one that we've been able to get behind that tells the story so good and doesn't, just go into the horror genre or whatever else.
Right. Well, like we were talking about, before we were on air, it was like, this is a family thing, right? Yeah. Like you guys literally do this with your families. Like I was telling you that when Esther's old enough, like I want to be doing that with Esther. Right. And so how could you get behind doing something that's like horror? I mean, like you were asking me, Jesse, like, oh, like how will you feel showing your daughter this, when she's old enough? Like if I was in a horror film about geocaching, there's zero chance I'm going to show her that.
Right. Yeah. Here's your mommy getting murdered. No, I'm not going to be down with that.
Yeah. Let's not show that.
No.
But what a cool mommy flex that you get to do one day. Like you get her into geocaching. She's like, this is pretty cool. You're like, yeah, I was in a movie about that one day.
And basically like in the film about geocaching.
The film. And so it's sort of, I guess, it's sort of a happy and sad thing. We were happy that this movie is there for us, as you know, we're us geocaching crazed folks. But it's sort of sad, I guess, that we really haven't had somebody else come along and give us more film. And, we've had, which is funny, because geocaching.com, the headquarters, every year they do what's called a GIF, which is a Geocaching International Film Festival.
Oh.
But there's never been a full-length film festival. It's always been
short films.
Yeah.
Lots of shorts, and some of them are funny and great. And we watched some of those when we watched Treasure in Tyler, Texas for that. We showed the GIF film for that year, and every year they do GIF, Geocaching International Film Festival. So they're embracing film in the geocaching world.
Yeah.
I create a music video and put out there. It didn't make the cut, but it's kind of fun to see those films that people are working on, and we're really hoping. Again, this is the best one, but we're hoping that someday somebody will make a. And
you need at least one good one every decade.
So. Yeah, we should. Exactly.
Right. It's time for another one again. But you know what? I'd rather not have one than have another bad one.
No, you're right.
I'd like give us something good. Have something that you can actually, at least for us, we try to. This is a family thing, right? This is a thing you do with kids. So I'd rather not have a bad one. I'll wait another few years for a good one to come out.
For a good one.
Like, a good one that I can actually show people and go, hey, yeah, it's in this movie. And not go, yeah, don't watch that. That's not
right. Right.
And, Ryan mentions that
gifts have to be
short. Yeah, Ryan's correct. And Ryan's the one who helped us too with the showing of Treasure way back in the day at Moga. And that was tremendous. But all right, we're going to go through some questions, and then I guess I have one more question, then we'll get through the questions that have been asked. But if you were to think about a Treasure 2, and we've nudged Chris many times about this, let's do another one. Do you see a role for Sierra in Treasure 2?
Well, I mean, I don't see why not. Really, like, the possibilities are endless there, because like you said earlier, I mean, she goes from essentially one person to a completely different person by the end of the film. Mm-hmm. So what's not to say that, now she helps with the, I don't know if the food bank is still a thing, but maybe she's volunteering with helping kids or something. Mm-hmm. And she's taking them geocaching, underprivileged kids or something like that. I don't know, but really it could go anywhere.
Right. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, that would.
I'd be open to it.
Yeah, there you go.
All right, so let's go through. We've had some questions. So
yeah,
Bree, somebody you think you know. No, I'm kidding. Bree. Question for Shanise: what has kept you grounded through the hardest seasons in your career and life?
Ooh, okay. That's a great question. So the short answer is the Lord. Mm-hmm. The long answer is so when I first was pursuing acting, it was sort of as a result of, so I originally was a vocalist and I still am to a degree, but I wanted to do opera, and that's what I was going to school for. And then my freshman year of college, I found out I had nodules on my vocal cords.
Oh no.
So and if you have nodules, aka nodes, right? Some people know them as
right.
I mean, you can basically kiss a career in singing goodbye, at least in opera. And so I was kind of going through this identity crisis. Sure. And I was so I had stepped back, and I'm sorry, I went out of focus there, but so I stepped back from all the performing arts. And then I was okay, I still feel like I want to pursue the performing arts, but I don't know what that looks like yet. So I'm just going to start looking up auditions for anything and see if anything sticks out to me. So I actually auditioned for this pilot of a TV series, and had such a great experience, really connected with the other actors that I shot it with, and they went to the acting studio that I then where I met Chris.
Right.
And so I was like, wow, acting, like I really like this. I feel like I have like a natural sort of inclination to it. And so I started on that path. But I then sort of like came to like a screeching halt after I had moved back to the Northwest, because I moved from New York because my grandfather got sick with cancer, like stage 4 cancer. And so I went there. I went home to sort of be his caretaker. And so after several months, he passed, and I stayed there to help my grandmother through the transition of it all. And I was really actually at my lowest point. My grandfather died. I was super, super close with him. I had just gotten out of a romantic relationship that I was in for like 4 years. Right. And I had like no money because I had an unexpected move from New York City to Washington State. And then I didn't work for several months. And so I was really in a low spot. And, Jesus met me right where I was. Right. And he saved me. And he slowly started showing me like my, that I needed to depend on him for the answers. And I had actually like taken, so through all of that, I actually did act in the Northwest. Like I did a production of Mamma Mia and like this children's theater thing there, like well after my grandfather had passed.
Right.
And then I ended up in Atlanta, and I took an unexpected and unintentional pause, but I actually know now that it was like a pause from the Lord to refocus and figure out like, okay, who gave me this gifting and who gave me this passion? And it was him. And I wasn't doing it for him before. I was doing it for myself. And I would disguise that with, I'm doing it to inspire others. Right. Like it was for me. And, and like now my heart and my intentions are focused on Jesus, and that colors the decisions that I make as an artist. And so now I've gotten other opportunities, and I see him at work in it. Sure. And so I'm in a really beautiful place, like in my craft and in my spiritual journey. And so like to answer Bree's question, like God has been the thing that has kept me grounded this whole time. Even when I was doing things for myself, like I may have forgotten that like he was in control, but he was in control the whole time.
Sure.
So
that's perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good answer. So, go ahead.
Yeah. This one's from Cameron. It says, did you have any experience with geocaching prior to Treasure? We kind of talked about that already. That was your first one. So I'm going to switch the question a little bit.
Yeah.
And say, when do you plan to give it another try?
Ooh.
No, honestly, like really, like you guys gave me a nudge. Like Gary inviting me back on to Geocache Talk was like, "Ooh, hello! I haven't like gone geocaching in a minute. Like I probably need to give that a try, because I know that my husband would love it."
Yes.
And, like also now, how cute would we be with like Esther and her little like baby
cat?
Like
Absolutely.
So. I'm feeling the tug, and as we know, I am very easily goaded. So
yes, you create an account for Esther.
I'll get back to you guys on this soon. I'll get back to you on this soon.
I love it.
So I wonder if we now we don't, obviously we're not sharing where you live and all that, but you could always pull up the app and you could start looking around and go, "There's one in the park right there." Get an account for Esther. You could start. She could start geocaching. A lot of people do that, by the way. Shanise,
a lot of people start when their kids are really little, because it's, again, like we talk about, you're trying to find something wholesome to do, to get out and move, and something to do as a family. And that's where a lot of people go. And the hobbies have been around for 25 years, right? So people go in and out of it over life, but it is often found as a way to reconnect with, with family and
also
like that.
It's the best price too, free.
Yeah, it is.
It doesn't cost anything. Absolutely. It's
until you become like y'all, where you're doing like the international loops and you're like literally traveling the globe.
Yeah.
Every hobby starts out cheap, or it can start out cheap, but it doesn't stay that way.
Yeah, it doesn't stay that way.
No hobby stays that way.
And people do it differently too, Shanise. So like Jesse's situation, or I'll use mine for situations that pretty much everybody have their own account. For Jesse's, he created his own account or had his own, had a family account. So I don't know, you could create one for the whole family and just everybody caches under that same name, or each of you, you or Josh and Esther could all have their own different accounts. I don't know.
Well, here's what I'll tell you is very valuable. So while we've done it as a family, so you got to remember, my youngest is 18, my oldest is older than that, right? So we've been going out and doing this as a hobby off and on. They do it off and on over the years or whatever. If I go onto geocaching.com, it looks like a family photo album because they've literally grown up over the last 15 years, and they just stay out there, right? Whether it's some, So it's funny to look back on those because they were little bitty. They were little bitty. Now they're grown people. They're adults. Yeah. So that over time is kind of neat to see it check in a little bit.
Yeah, that's really sweet. I love that.
Yep. One more question. Yep. There you go. Thank you, Jesse.
What was your favorite part of filming?
From Ellen. My favorite part of filming Treasure. There were so many good moments. I think my favorite scene filming with Ansley was when we were trying stuff on in this little boutique, and we were talking about she's like, I don't want to end up Ansley I don't want to end up in prison with a Bubba. And then we're like, what? And then I'm like, what's a Bubba? What are you talking about? So I just think that specific scene was fun to shoot, and the writing was hysterical. When we did a table read, and my first time reading it, I literally LOL'd. So I loved that. Oh, and actually, I'm just reminded of this, but that same boutique had this really cute clutch. For the guys out there, a clutch is like a small purse, right?
Okay.
So it had this clutch that looked like a rolled up magazine, and it had a little gold chain, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is so cute. But obviously we were there during closing hours, so I couldn't just buy it. So I was gonna have to come back if I wanted to buy it. And Chris bought it for me as a gift.
That's awesome.
And I still have it.
Yes.
That was my next question. Do you still have it?
Yes.
So awesome.
So
that's like you hear the actors talking about stealing wardrobe from the set. You got a purse out of the deal. So
that's right. I know. And I didn't even have to steal it.
Yeah, exactly.
That's good. I would be shocked if you said you stole it. So
I would be shocked. Yes.
How did shooting Treasure? Obviously, you've done a lot of things since then. How does that experience compare to other movies, films, projects that you've been on? Because it was so early on for you.
Yeah. I think I went into that experience I'm a fairly confident person, but I was so baby in my acting that I was I remember just being really nervous day one.
Right.
And because that was my first feature length, and I'm trying to think actually I think that was my first film period. Because I did a bunch of short films and stuff after that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so my first feature length and my first film in general. And so it was just a totally new thing for me. And new is scary, right?
That's true.
And so now, what's changed now? I feel that set is similar to other sets I've been in. I really have been so blessed in having wonderful being on wonderful sets. But yeah, my confidence in my abilities and in what I bring to a set has changed.
Yeah.
And so, whereas I probably didn't let off too much that I was freaked out, but inside I was the whole time.
That's funny.
Wait, do that again? Just kidding.
Apparently Bree wants to go geocache next weekend.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Let's
do it. You got to go. Do a quick film of it.
Don't just talk about geocaching. Go geocaching.
Yes.
That's perfect.
Oh, she's great. Perfect. Oh, wow. Well, Shanise, this was so much fun to catch up. And
thank you guys so much for having me back. It was a great time.
I can't believe it's been that long since that movie came out.
I know.
No, me either. Where has the time gone?
But we thought about you when we watched the movie again with Chris. I was like, I got to contact Shanise because we kind of kept up a little bit over the years, and so I was like, I didn't talk to Shanise. Let's get her back. Let's talk about Sierra because what a crazy, great character you played, and like you said, she has such a redemption story. More really than she's got the biggest redemption story in the whole movie. Is really she's a mess, and then she basically transforms, and so it's been great. But thank you so much. Thank you for the memories and the being a part of a movie we're still talking about 10 years later in the geocaching community. And so go if at the very least, if you and Bree go caching, send us a photo or two that we can use, and we'll show the photo.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Give us a couple photos, and we'll show them in next week during the show, and it'll be great. So
love it.
All right. Well, thanks everyone. Thanks Shanise. Thanks to everybody in the chat room for your comments. Thanks for all your fans that were in there as well.
Love you guys.
Yeah, thank you. So we're gonna say goodnight. I actually
my dog just joined the chat.
Oh, nice. Yep.
This is Hubert.
I love you, Shanise. So, all right. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
May your finds be many, and your DNFs be few. May the terrain and difficulty both be less than 2. And whatever it is you're looking for, may it find its way to you. And may we all meet again.
Folks, we hope you've enjoyed the show tonight. Please email us your comment at geocachetalk@gmail.com. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. The show can be found on Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Radio Public, or Spotify, as well as at the Geocache Talk website. Don't forget to click that subscribe button below and ring that bell notification so that you can see and hear the show on a weekly basis. And tell your friends about the show. Get them involved with us in the chat room. And until next week, don't just talk about geocaching, go geocaching.